Started, and if people are joining us a little bit late, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and start our program. It is so nice to see everyone here this morning. I am Amy Napoli, the CEO of the Chamber here in Bellevue, and this is Breakfast Before Business, and we are getting ready to go live on Facebook.
All right, fantastic. Well,
so
thank you.
Here we go. I have just a few things I want to talk about before we get to our regular topic for the day. And we are live on Facebook now, so that's awesome. Breakfast Before Business is one of our signature events that we typically have at Nashville Christian School, but as everyone knows, we are social distancing and having it here virtually today. Hopefully, we will be able to get together in person very soon, because I will tell you, I would much rather be eating a biscuit with you guys than sitting here at the computer. It'd be much more fun. I would like to recognize our presenting sponsor for today, Alexander Thompson Arnold, and they will be giving us another little speech here in a few minutes. But for the time being, I would like to introduce everyone to our chamber president, Jim Plasko. He is right to the left of me, and Jim is going to say a few words to everyone.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. This has been a very interesting year, I think we'd all agree, and I want to start off by thanking Darla and Zach and their whole team for putting on some amazing programming in a really difficult situation. And along those lines, I want to thank the sponsors without whom we couldn't be doing these kind of things. Starting off with our community leader sponsors, Nashville Christian School, stalwart supporter of the Chamber, and NHC Place at the Trace. And our community champion sponsors, Regions Bank, Parkside Builders, and Seven Springs Orthopedic. And community advocate sponsors, Temple Hills, Clarendale, Westgate Enterprises, and YSmart Digital, helping us with all things related to our website. And you're going to hear some stuff at the end of the meeting today about some exciting things you can be checking out on the website. I do want to take a moment just to ask you to stay tuned at the end of the presentation. Amy's going to be talking about our Chamber Heroes program, which we are coming to a close on, an opportunity to enroll in that. It's been very well received. The ability to stand up and cheer for Bellevue and say, I believe in Bellevue, I believe in this chamber, I believe in the good things we do, and the ability to step forward and be one of those Chamber Heroes. We are wrapping up that opportunity because we need to get on the deliverables. We're grateful for the amazing people who stepped forward and helped. And there is a couple weeks left for you to be one of those heroes if you choose to do so. Thank you for being a member of the Chamber. Thank you for being a part of this amazing organization, even through incredibly difficult times. And I personally want to thank the board for continuing to maintain incredible drive and dedication during a time it's very easy to just let things slip away. And leadership from Maureen and especially Amy. What you guys have done under adverse conditions is truly to be commended. I'm grateful, the Chamber is grateful, and we're just honored to be a part of this great organization. Thank you all for being here, and I'm gonna stop wasting time and get over to the good people. Amy, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. That was really nice of you to say that. And yes, I would like to echo everything Jim said. We appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so Breakfast Before Business, as I said, is one of our signature events, and our presenting sponsor for our whole series for Breakfast Before Business is Alexander Thompson Arnold. And this morning we have David Hart and Tommy Leggins with us from ATA, and David is going to tell us a little bit more about the great services that ATA provides for us.
Thanks, Amy. It's good to see everybody today, and hopefully you're not doing what Tommy and I did last night, is stay up and work on tax returns. Please do your fellow CPA a favor and please get them to them way before today. And if you haven't, call Tommy because I'm about to go to the beach. A little bit about ATA. We're a top about 160 firm in the country, have offices at Bellevue at 909 Harpeth Valley Place. We do a wide array of consulting, tax, business advisory services, and we're just really excited to be a part of the Bellevue community. And look forward to a long-lasting relationship with not only chamber members but all businesses, and really want to do our part to help grow Bellevue. And that's one thing about this Chamber Heroes program that really appeals to us is, we believe in Bellevue, having just located there in the last few years. We really believe in a community and the people, and we're looking forward to serving the community for many years to come, and just really happy to be a part of it.
Thank you so much, David. Appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys very much for not only being our presenting sponsor for today, but also being one of our VIEW community heroes. Thank you so much. And speaking of our heroes, as Jim mentioned, we have community leader sponsors who invest in the chamber all year long, and NHC Place at the Trace has been a community leader sponsor for the chamber for several years now, and we could not do the work that we do without them. And today we have Greta Mullinax with us from NHC Place at the Trace. Greta's going to give us an update about what's going on over there. Greta and Debbie, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Well, we're honored to be one of the sponsors for the chamber. Debbie and I both believe the chamber is the backbone of a community. So we're very honored to be a part of it and to work with you and your team. It's been fantastic. It's been very difficult in the last 8-9 months for us. But in saying that, I think we've come out stronger as a facility. Everybody doesn't always see eye to eye with us, but I think we've done a very good job as far as protecting folks' loved ones and trying to keep the census up here at the Trace. Debbie's going to tell you a little bit about the Trace. Of course, this is going on our 5th year here for Debbie and I both. Debbie's been with NHC for a long time. Like I said, this is going into my 5th year. So I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about what's going on the assisted living side. We're still admitting on the healthcare side, so I'll let her talk now.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. I hope I'm not talking too loud. Just to let you know a little bit about NHC here at the Trace, we currently have 90-bed facility, skilled nursing, so that's our rehabilitation and long-term care. We also have, I had to change this recently because we added to our memory care, so I used to have it by memory, but we have 54 traditional apartments and 26 secured memory care apartments. We are offering a great special right now. We have 6 apartments that are open, and we have 2 in our memory care, and we have 4 in our traditional. And for the rest of 2020, we're offering those apartments for the first month at a 2020 rate. So if you have anyone that's looking or wanting to come and talk to us about NHC, we would love to help them. We're also offering community fee is being waived for them as well at this time. We have a great facility. We have a wellness program, rehabilitation that's on the assisted living side, a wonderful in-house rehabilitation facility that is in our skilled nursing side. We offer short stays, long stays. Our assisted living is a month-to-month rental, so you could actually come for respite care, or you could come and live here for the rest of your life. I think that's about all I can kind of wing right now, but hello everyone, I hope all's doing well.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. Greta and Debbie, you're so sweet and so great to work with, and I know, especially in the long-term care industry, this has been an extremely challenging time, and you guys have done such a great job of keeping everything together over there. And we're proud of you and happy for you for that. Okay, before we get to our presentation, I just want to remind everybody, please go ahead and put your contact information in the chat. And after this event is finished, I will send this chat out to everyone so you can connect with each other, reach out, say hi via email, just say, hey, I saw you on Breakfast Before Business this morning, and I'd love to catch up sometime and meet you and find out more about what you do, because part of the greatness of this chamber is our ability to connect people with each other and build relationships. So please make the effort to reach out to one another, and especially our new members. forgive me if I leave anyone out, but I know that Maitland Wright is a brand new member that's on with us today, and I'm sure she would love to meet you guys. And then we have some very long-term members here that can really help you with any part of your business that you might need assistance with. At this time, I'm going to turn over the meeting to Darla Morrison. Darla is on our board of directors, and she is a co-team leader for our event speakers. Darla is going to introduce our great guest this morning. Darla, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I just realized that. So that's the first time I've heard somebody say that. Darla, please talk. I want to thank everyone here who is on the chamber. First, I agree so much with what you said earlier. Greta, this is the, I've always believed that the chamber is the backbone of the community and keeps everybody connected. And events like this help us to help you. And as we look and see what everyone is needing, we just want to reach out and just help keep the community growing. And I have loved being part of a team that during all this mess in 2020, we have stayed so very proactive of helping the community and staying in touch with each other and offering things just like today. And I do want to welcome all of y'all. And I'm looking, seeing who is here. So Kim is here. Thank you, Kim and Gina. And I was seeing is Jenny still here? Okay, hey, yes, there you are. Thank y'all for being here. Is there anyone else with y'all? Okay, all right. I wanted to make sure I'm not leaving anyone out. So I want to do a big pitch for The One Thing before y'all even get started. I heard about The One Thing about a year and a half ago, just through a friend of mine who is a realtor. And they said, this is the best book you'll ever read. And I was going like, yeah, great. I'm not in real estate. But then I had someone else say, you need to read that book. And I was going like, well, okay, I'm not in real estate. And so I downloaded it on my Audible and I ended up listening to it. I cannot tell you how many times over again. And I would pull out different chapters and I'd go, wow, that is so brilliant. And then I got involved with it and became, I got to be a leader for our small groups because I loved helping people literally all over the whole world understand how their business, it doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur like me or if you're, heading up the Chamber of Commerce, understanding how to section it off and be very, very specific about what your one thing is helps you to calm down, helps you to get very funneled in and niched in about how you can make absolute great progress of staying on track with that. I've got my one thing planner here that I use, and I appreciate the Chamber letting us bring this to everyone so that we can offer some information to each of you in your small businesses, just some good practical advice of how to section down and get very specific about the one thing that you want to do today that's going to help your business, not just today, but tomorrow and down the road, and how to teach your team to do that instead of your team being all over the place. So now I'm going to turn this on over to, I guess, Kim. Are you going to start us off, or how did y'all want to do this? Kim? All right, great. So I'm going to hand this over to Kim. Thank y'all for taking time to be here with the Bellevue Harpeth Chamber. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much, Darla and Amy, for having us here today. And I just want to make sure everyone can hear me, correct? All right, fantastic. So my name is Kim Vuong, and I'm based out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for being here today and investing your time here with us at The One Thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results. Today, we will be going through the productive system called goal setting to the now. And if possible, please turn on your camera so that we can see each other and get that energy up. And if you cannot, we totally understand. And today we'll also be utilizing the chat box to share resources and field your questions. And at the end of our time together today, our intention is that you'll be excited about casting a vision for your business and your life, and know that there is a system that you can use to help you reach your professional and personal goals. And once again, thank you so much for joining us here today. How many of you have heard of Keller Williams Realty, the largest real estate company in the world? Yes. So the one thing are the principles that Gary Keller used to build KW from one single small office in Austin, Texas, back in 1983 to now the largest real estate company worldwide. And he's actually one of the co-authors of the book, alongside with Jay Papasan, one of his co-authors. They write all of their books together. And a few years back, Gary was hosting a mastermind for some of his top agents. And he did share something with them that surprised them, and it may surprise many of you. He shared that working long hours is cheating. And I remember thinking, as I was listening to that, it was kind of perplexing to me, because in today's society, it's very common for us to think that if we worked harder, that if we worked longer hours, if we hustled, if we grinded, that we could achieve extraordinary results. And Gary shared that it's a lie, because we can be doing the wrong activities, and if we worked long enough, hard enough, we can muscle our way to a result. And yet, we'd be cheating ourselves out of what it actually means to live a life. How many of you have ever sacrificed an important relationship for your business, for your work? My hands are up. And how many of you have ever sacrificed your health for your business, for your work? My hands are up as well too. And the thing is that we've all done it before. And here's the lesson. If you want to live a life of extraordinary results, we have to be as effective and efficient as possible during the hours that we work, so that at a pre-prescribed time, we can shut it all down and go live our life. Now, there's a challenge to this, and it's a challenge that we all face. It's called the challenge of life. Because every morning, what we do is that we wake up, and there's all that we could know, all that we can have, and all that we can do. And the challenge to this is that we can't know it all. Life is too complex. We can't have it all because life offers too much, and we can't do it all because our time is limited. So what this means is that we need to make choices about what we want and how we go about getting it. So I'll repeat that again. This will mean that we have to make choices about what we want and how we go about getting it. It's kind of like lining up dominoes, okay? And now, because of the time constraint today, we do not have enough time to go through the domino effect, but just imagine lining up all of your actions and decisions and activities. And just with a simple flick of a finger, we can effortlessly flick the first domino, which will help us knock down the rest of the domino. And this is what the one thing is about. The path to getting everything you want is to do one thing at a time. Being able to think big and to go small. Because a lot of the times what happens is that as entrepreneurs and as big thinkers, we think big and we start to act big, meaning we try to fit everything in. The question is, how can we narrow down our focus, right? And I would love for you, does everybody have a pen and a piece of paper handy with you right now? And if you don't, write it down in your laptop, or work through it with us. So I'd like for you to journal the 3 questions that you do see on your screen right now. What's important? What is it about us being here today that is meaningful or important to you? And we'll take about 5 minutes to do this. And once you're done with the first question, please do journal the second question. What is it about us being here today that is meaningful or important to the people that matter most to you? And when we're done with that, please journal to the third question. What is it about us being here today that is meaningful or important to your community? And then we'll take about 5 minutes to complete this. So because I did have technical difficulties and I'm on my cell phone right now, I'm just going to quickly switch over to the chat box because I did see that Al did share meaningful relationship, important engagement, community. This is a shared effort. Thank you for sharing that, Al. Appreciate it. And then once we're all done, if you could just put a Y into the chat box, just so that I know. And then if you need a little bit more time. All right, I'm seeing the Y's coming up on here. Thank you, everyone. Seeing more Y's pop up. Great. I think that should be the majority. Okay, yeah, I just saw another Y pop up. Oh, and I just did see from Darla, she just shared, growing better in my business. 2, showing up and being consistent in my goals. And 3, being proactive and staying in touch with my community. Thank you for sharing, Darla. All right, it looks like the majority of the people are done. So thank you so much for participating in that activity. So what we learned in this activity is what's important to us, that vision, that purpose. Because we do know that once we know what we want and we've identified what our purpose is, our purpose we'll be able to use as a compass to guide us in making decisions. And we can also tap into our purpose on the days where it's tough, it's challenging, and there's going to be those days. So hold this dear to you. And now we're going to hop into the productive system, because it all starts with the purpose, why we're doing what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, if we know why we're doing what we're doing, we can now identify our priorities that we can focus on, which will automatically lead to productivity. And now on the screen here, you'll see what we call our productive system. And you'll see on top there that we have someday goals. So being able to link our purpose to that someday goal and being able to step out into the future to cast a vision for ourselves, or whether it be our professional life, our personal life, what does that look like? And then work backwards. And the reason why we go out into the future and work backwards is because what happens is, imagine if you're standing right here, right now, and you're in the present and you're looking to the future. There are so many different ways you can go. And yet, if we go out to the future and we have the end in mind, we can work backwards to a more straight line and connect the dots backward to what we have to do today in order to get us to where we want to go someday from now. Making all of our goals, our dreams a reality, one thing at a time. So we start out casting a vision, someday goals. And I remember when I first started to do this, it was a muscle that I had to build. So if you're just starting to do this right now, just know that if you keep doing it, that muscle gets stronger and we'll be able to have a clearer and clearer vision for what we want our business and our personal life to look like. Once we've gone out to the future and cast a vision for what our someday goals look like, now we can work backwards and say, okay, well, what do I have to do in 5 years in order to achieve my someday goals? And now with our 5 years goal, we can work backwards and say, and have an estimate of where do I need to be in 1 year in order for me to hit my 5-year goal that will eventually set me up to hit my someday goal. And with the 1-year goal, when we're able to drill down to that part, we have a tool in our productive system called the GPS, which stands for goals, one goal, priorities to help us achieve that one goal, that 1-year goal, and strategies to help us achieve those priorities to help us achieve the annual goal. And the GPS, we like to call it a one-page business plan where we can get alignment, clarity, and focus either on a team level or on a project level. And then that's where we transfer it down to our 411, which is another tool that we use. And again, where the GPS was a tool to use to get clarity, alignment, and focus on a team and project level, the 411 is a tool that we use to get clarity, alignment, and focus on an individual level. So any parts of the GPS that you own, you would transfer it onto here from the team onto our 411. And a 411, I'd like to call, it's a tool that we can use to have a relationship with our goals. And what the 411 stands for is 4 weeks, 1 month, and 1 year. So again, on this tool, we're breaking down what we need to do this month in order to reach our annual goal, and what do we have to do this week to reach our monthly goal, to reach our annual goal. So it's all connected and in alignment. And once we have the clarity on the 411, and now, but to back it up, the 411 is not a to-do list. Its own design is to put into the activities, our prioritized activities that will help us generate 80% of our results. And then from our 411, we can put our 80%, so the 20% goes onto the 411, and then the 80% goes down to our to-do list. And then once we're done planning out our 411, which gives us that clarity, alignment, and focus on an individual level, we now start transferring this onto our digital calendar, and as well, our paper planner, our one thing planner. Do we have any questions about this right now that I could maybe help you answer?
So Kim.
Yes.
One thing that helped me a lot in doing this was understanding how to do the time blocks to come up with all of the the clarity and coming up with how to actually, as you said, implement everything. And I didn't know if you were about to touch on that, or if that is something that you would like to just touch on a little bit more about the importance of the time blocking.
Yes, absolutely. So we can go back to the productive slide, Gina. That would be helpful. Thank you. So as Amy was speaking about time blocking, once we have clarity on the 20% activities on our 411, what we start to do is we start to set an appointment with ourselves. And I would say that this is the most important appointment that we can set, is an appointment with ourselves to get our most important work done. So then we would time block that into our calendar, and we would estimate, looking at our weekly priorities, how long of a period of time do we think it's going to take for us to accomplish said activity. And we want to be able to time block that into either our paper planner or our calendar. And the thing is that it's not hard to time block. The hard thing about time blocking is being able to protect our time block. And that's why it's very important, because once we identify what our priority is, or one thing, we now time block our priority. And the last thing we do is we need to fiercely protect our time block so that we can get our prioritized activity done in order to help us reach our weekly goal, which will in turn set us up for our monthly goal, which will in turn set us up for our annual goal, and then align us for our someday goals. Does that help you answer your question, Amy? Or maybe you'd like to share some of your experience as well as how time blocking helped you?
Kim, are you speaking to me?
Oh, sorry about that. I meant Amy, Darla.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I was like, wait, I don't remember this.
And thanks, Kim. Everything you're doing is so clear, and we appreciate it. It's been very concise and very. Is there such a word as followable? It's very easy to implement everything that you've been saying. It's been very clear. But for me, the time blocking was extremely hard, especially working from home. That was brutal at first because, and I thought it was just me until I talked to more professionals. And being at home sounds awesome and easy, and it is awesome, but it's also a challenge, and we've all faced that in 2020 because when you're at home, time blocking is almost, I mean, you really just have to be, I don't want to say vicious about it, but I like what you said, fierce. You have to fiercely protect it from everything, including your own self, of getting distracted from everything that you've got to do because you're in your surroundings. And it's different when you're at the office. You're at the office just for that one thing, being at the office. When you're at home, there's, you know, taking care of the dogs and the kids and the laundry and the meals and all the distractions and the UPS guy stopping by. And it is a learning how to protect that time block for me was a challenge. I would love to know if that was for anyone else who's come into 2020 and started working from home. I would love to hear, you know, in the chat box, if any of y'all face that challenge and learn how to be fierce about that. And Kim, I'd love to know for you, did you start out doing that, or did you have to learn and develop how to protect that?
Absolutely. So on my journey, I had to learn how to protect my time block. So it wasn't something that I knew how to do off the bat, because what happens in the beginning when we first start to time block is that we set that up on our calendar. And like you said, Darla, now that we're at home, we have the UPS guy coming in. We have children possibly running around, pets distracting us, right? So I would say just get started in the process and understand that it's a lifelong journey of learning. And what's really helped me with working from home is being able to look at my priorities on my 411. And on the days that I feel overwhelmed, I really just ask myself, what's my number one priority that if I completed that today, I could high five myself, build that momentum so that I could continue building that muscle down the line, right? So that's been helping me really much. So anytime that we're overwhelmed, I would just ask you to narrow down your focus and ask, what's one thing I could finish or one thing that I could do today that will set me up for success? And like I said, it's just very challenging to be working from home, and you got to prove to yourself from a small win, and then building that up. And I think I just saw something that came up on the chat box.
I like what Trey said.
Yeah, so there we go. Working from home for me usually means 5% of my time is for work and the rest is distractions of home life. Kids at home doing online school, dogs, laundry, etc. To protect any time block, I have to leave the house. Yeah, and in the One Thing book, we talk about the bunker, building a bunker as well too, right? So everybody's different and there's no right or wrong way to do it.
Mm.
How does somebody build a bunker in their house? I would literally have to like concrete in this loft.
Yeah, exactly. So I've seen sometimes like in our office, when we used to work in the office, that if we were working in an open space, some of the people would just put a note behind their back, or they would hang up a curtain. They would do anything to fiercely protect their time block. And we'd say, be creative with it. Another thing you can do is that when you're at home and the kids are around, I think the kids would be the biggest distraction that I'm hearing from everyone right now, is to maybe share with them, like, if they are able to hold you accountable to holding your time block for your prioritized action to help you reach your goals, what's in it for them? And have a chat with them about that. And that's where Jenny is talking about enlisting the support of others in your home, right? Asking them, hey, if you can let mommy or daddy focus on this, and if I could get this accomplished, what would you like to do? Would you like to go to Disney World? And you'll start to see your kids will start holding you accountable, and they're going to start to cheer you on as you go into your time block. But you have to share with them, you know, what's in it for them. And I did see there's a comment from Amy here. What is one thing I can do today and finish that will set me up for success? Okay, yes.
I was just repeating your question so everybody could remember it.
Fantastic.
Kim, you're also frozen. Your video is frozen, which is fine. We can still hear you.
Okay, great. I think it might be the office internet here. And I do see a comment from Al, use a signal that works. Any small thing like the sticky Kim mentioned, or shades open, closed, to let kids know your parents' status of availability. Yes, thank you for sharing that. And again, this is a great time to be creative, and we'd love to hear from you what's been working for you at home as well too.
I have something, it's too hard to talk. Too long to type about. The Pomodoro technique, is that what Rod just mentioned? I believe that's when your brain is not capable of focusing for long periods of time. So working on something, I think Rod, maybe you can jump in here, but it's 2 minutes take a 30-second break or a minute break, or I can't remember what the timing is, but
it's usually 25 minutes.
Oh yeah,
and then take a break.
Okay, I'm losing my mind. You can't work for 2 minutes. 25 minutes, then take a break, but focusing on that one thing and you turn off all your tabs on your computer. You turn your phone off, turn it upside down. Marithu Pirok is a productivity specialist, and she spoke to us a while back, and she's fantastic. And she talks about a lot of the same concepts that you guys are talking about right now, but she has a little bit different take on it. And she talks about the Pomodoro technique, but she's like, don't even return calls. Return calls in a block of time. Return emails in a block of time. And that has been the most difficult thing for me, because I feel like if I'm not getting back to people immediately, then I'm not doing something right. So can you talk a little bit about that in terms of what do you think other people's expectations are? I think most people expect, especially the Chamber of Commerce, they expect us to be on whenever they need us, be available whenever they need us. And I never want to project the idea that we're putting somebody off. So it's kind of hard for me to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that thought, Amy. And I had the same challenge myself as well too. And I think what I learned from the journey is that we just have to set expectations and boundaries ahead of time. Because if we don't do this, what's going to happen is we're eventually going to burn out if we treat everything equally, where we answer all of our emails. And sometimes in the past, when I did this, when I felt like I had to get everything done at the time, I would end up working from 7 a.m. in the morning until sometimes 11 p.m. at night, and it's not sustainable. Right? And what we're looking to do is to set up a future where it is sustainable for us and where we don't burn out, so that we can continue living our dreams, our passions, our goal every single day. And what I've found that has helped, and what I've seen that has helped others as well too, is maybe set up expectations with your clients and let them know that at this certain amount of time, you will not be able to reach me. It could be a 2-hour period, a 3-hour period, but that's reserved for your 20% activities that will help generate and drive 80% of your results to help you reach your goal. And just letting them know that you will be returning their calls after a certain time. And most of the time, people are okay with that. Try it out and then let me know how that works for you. Yeah.
Okay, I think Jenny was going to share some information now. Jenny,
yes.
Are you ready?
Yes, thank you. So I'm quickly I'm gonna point you to this website. So that's theonething.com. I think my screen sharing is disabled. Gina, if you could pull that up for us, that'd be great. We have a lot of free resources, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can engage with us. For no expense, continue to learn about all the things that Kim is talking about. We have our blog, we have our podcast, we do have some basics courses which are free to download. And it's a really great way to dip your toe in for a low risk and learn more about what Kim was talking about in a more in-depth level. In the case that you want to continue to proceed and engage with others in the community and set goals on a bigger scale, we also have our goal setting retreat, which is virtual this year. It is in November. And so thank you, Gina. If you look across the top bar there, you'll see the resources that I was pointing to. So Gina, would you go ahead and click on free stuff for me? Thanks. So all of the tools that Kim was talking about are in here. Oh, we'll scroll out of that. There you go. We have a guide you can download to do a goal setting retreat yourself. We have a tracker for the 66-day challenge, as well as the 411 and the GPS and all of the resources that Kim was speaking about when she was explaining the productive system. And then if you'll go back to the top, Gina, for me, there's a search bar at the top right. The thing I love about this is if you're looking for anything with any sort of specific topic, so go ahead and type bunker in for me. So we had talked about that a minute ago. When you do that, you can either choose the kind of resource you want, or you can just push enter, and you'll see all of the ways that we have guidance on protecting your time block or building a bunker. So I would highly encourage you to go to this website and take advantage of all the free stuff if this is something of interest to you, so you can start applying these concepts to your life. And then real quick, Gina, if you'll go to theonething.com/setmygoals, which I'll also put in here. This is the page for that goal setting experience I mentioned. So if you want to learn more about it, go ahead and bookmark that and explore it. I also gave our contact information earlier in the chat box, and Amy's going to distribute as well. Gina is one of our community success care people, and she can answer all the questions in the world about this event or anything else you might want to find on our website. So feel free to reach out. And that's it. Thank you so much.
That is fantastic information, guys. Please take advantage of this. These free resources. I know that I'm definitely going to, because I desperately need to be better about this sort of thing. Darla, did you have anything that you wanted to add before we go into the final few minutes of our program?
I just want to once again thank you, ladies, for being here. I know I have talked with Jenny numerous times, and it was nice meeting you other two ladies. You're phenomenal. Kim, you did such a great job being clear and what y'all do. And thank you for sharing with us all the resources that are free to get us interested and get us started. I also encourage everybody to take a look at going a little bit deeper in the one thing. I have loved being a part of the community and learning how to be not just better at my own business, but being able to help others and offer resources to other people so that they can be better at what they do. So thank y'all, everyone. And thank you, Amy, for letting us do this. Appreciate it.
Oh no, it's my pleasure. And Gina, if you don't mind for once, I'm going to go ahead and stop your sharing because I need to share something real quick. Thank you so much. Before we go, we're going to go ahead and let you guys get to your day. I hope you have found this information useful to your business, useful to you personally. I know that it has been very useful for me, and I want to thank Darla for connecting with these wonderful ladies at The One Thing and setting this up for us. And I want to talk about a few things that we have coming up. Before I do that, I want to say that I just spoke to Jenny, and we're going to get 2 copies of The One Thing, and we're going to give those away as door prizes. I will put everybody's name in an Excel spreadsheet and do a little random generator and draw some winners for that. And she's also going to send everyone a little, some cards and stickers. So that will help remind you to stay on task. So thank you so much for that. You guys, it's been really, really interesting and useful. I want to share my screen real quick and show you guys a little bit about what's going on with our Chamber Heroes, because that is so important. Our Chamber Heroes sponsors have been absolute lifelines for the Chamber this year because of our canceled fundraising events. In addition to our community level sponsors and community leaders, community champions, and community advocate sponsors, our Chamber Heroes have come on board and kept this chamber going. And I can't tell you how important that is, how important it is to us here on the staff, how important it is to our board of directors and our community. And if you will go to our website, you can just click on Chamber Heroes and learn a little bit more about it. We have some sponsorship levels that are still available. All of the levels below Platinum are still available. You can join us for as little as $300 for Supporting Hero, or $500 for Community Hero, or $1,500 for Bronze level. I would like to thank our amazing Platinum level sponsor, Nashville Christian School, who's also a community leader sponsor, our Gold level sponsor, Advanced Financial Foundation, our silver level sponsor, American Constructors, and all of our great bronze level partners, Publix, Hard Ace Hardware, Complete Health Partners, West Harpeth Funeral Home, Champion Car Wash, and our View Community Heroes, Loveless Biscuit Kitchen, Old Harding Pediatrics, NES, the Wilson Group Real Estate Services, Alexander Thompson Arnold, Witt Contract, and Barton House, and also Jim Durham. We're waiting on some additional information from Jim. Barton House is also a community hero, and Jim Durham CPAs as well. Our supporting heroes, Ascend Federal Credit Union, Crossroads Chiropractic, and Stone Tree Mulch, Gravel, and more. You can join these amazing chamber heroes. And we're going to cut this off at the end of the month so we can go ahead and start our video for our bronze level and above sponsors and get our banner printed and get all of our sponsors taken care of. And also want to mention that next week on the 22nd, I'm going to be sending an email out about this. We're having a budgeting seminar with Ascend Federal Credit Union. So not only are we helping you to figure out how to block time and be more productive, we're also going to help you with our partners at Ascend figure out how to budget. And I know that's a challenge for me. So I'm definitely going to be interested in that information. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I also want to make sure that you're visiting our e-commerce store on our website, which is, if you go to our website, just go to the online store, and we have our Believe in Bellevue merchandise. We have t-shirts, we have masks, we have all kinds of stuff. You can browse all of our gear here. Thank you to Beyond Asset Management and Heather Warbrode, the Wilson Group, for their sponsorship for our Believe in Bellevue video. Take a look at this stuff here, guys. It's really great. It'll help show our support for the community and get the word out about the chamber at the same time. So before we go, I want to thank ATA again for being our presenting sponsor. And does anybody have anything they would like to add or say before we let you guys get to the rest of your day? Darla? Anybody? All right. Jim said to tell everybody goodbye. He had to step out for a meeting. Greta and Debbie, thank you for being here today and talking about NHC Place at the Trace. Thank you to our board of directors that have attended today. And thank you so much to Maureen, my executive assistant, who is fantastic and helps me with everything and helps us all keep the chamber going. Thank you so much for your participation with the chamber. And Darla, yes.
Amy, I think Sandra has a question.
Sandra, yes, ma'am. I didn't see you.
That's okay. I just wanted to let everyone know that if they would like to get a glimpse into the world of Metro Nashville Public Schools principals, Pencil is hosting our Principal for a Day virtual event this year. And simply reach out to me or check out pencil4schools.org events. And it's going to go up on the Bellevue Chamber's website, hopefully soon, so you can experience what it's like to be a part of our schools, especially under these trying conditions. So Principal for a Day is coming up. Deadline for registration is October 19. So it'd be great for some of our Bellevue folks to explore and possibly engage. It is no cost to attend.
Thank you, Sandra. I actually did Principal for a Day at Bellevue Middle School a couple of years ago. It was so fun and so interesting. So I would highly recommend you guys participating in that and supporting our public schools. And thank you, Sandra, for the great work you do at Pencil and supporting our school system. Anyone else have a question or a comment? Raise your little hands. Okay, Kim and Jenny and Gina and everyone, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you.